So a lot of people have been playing Enlisted for a long while, and there are a lot of modes within Enlisted. For example, Invasion, Conquest, Assault, Destruction, and it has been getting a little bit old, because right now, last time I checked, a lot of people have been playing this for a long time. And as a matter of fact, ever since the Destruction, or to be exact, Assault being added in, there's not been a lot of changes via the game modes. So in today's video, we're going to be doing something different. We're going to be talking about a new mode. Special thanks to Gomo for suggesting this video idea, and special thanks to Ghost GGEZ for even suggesting this idea for Operation Devastation, because let's be honest, this video has been made possible through the friends at Discord and of course the people on the Enlisted forums. So without further ado, let's talk about what this Devastation mode is. This Devastation mode essentially is a hybrid of Conquest and Confrontation with a new twist. Instead of capturing flags, teams fight to seize artillery emplacements. This objective isn't holding ground, but use those captured guns to devastate enemy infrastructure. For example, the artillery emplacements, of which you have 3 per sector. You have the artillery pieces, for example, the Type 96 240mm for Japan, M1 155mm Long Tom for the United States, and whatnot. When you capture these emplacements, these automatically fire at the enemy infrastructure, for example, command center, factory, infantry camp, bunkers, or whatnot, and they essentially do damage, and this essentially acts like a counter. Every piece of infrastructure requires 5 successful hits. A progress bar of 3 to 5 hits is displayed at the top of the screen for both teams, and I'm assuming that this progress bar is going to be a long time to get destroyed, because if this is very short, then the game is already over. What happens then is that every time people just get the control of the artillery emplacements, they just start opening fire on the enemy team, or to be exact, your enemy points. And the points go down, and whoever loses the most points is dead. This essentially allows you to grab the points and grab the artillery emplacements as soon as humanly possible. Or you could just do the opposite and just rush the enemy positions and not allow them to, well, fire away. Or you can just defend your position and, well, just not have the enemy attack your position. After firing, the cannon goes into a cooldown mode, making it uncontestable for a short period, and players are forced to rotate to other emplacements, creating a constant flow of battle across the map. The first team, of course, to destroy the enemy infrastructure wins, and when the time runs out, whichever team inflicts the most damage on infrastructure and on, well, I'm assuming the team numbers, wins. This is a much better idea than from what I've been told of the enemy emplacements as of right now, so that is something to note in the game and in the long run. In my personal opinion, this is a new idea for Enlisted. Once again, you do have to thank Ghost GGEZ for this, and a lot of people are already tired with the mods that we have right now, Invasion, Conquest, Assault, and Destruction, so having a new Devastation mod is great. Now, what do I think about this idea in general? I do think it's a great idea, but at the same time, it lacks a few issues regarding the practicality. For example, a Japanese 240mm, the 155mm, or let's just say long-range guns. If you have the German 152mm, it's once again a long-range gun. Having them at point blank isn't really, just firing at the enemy emplacements isn't really a good idea. And as a matter of fact, emplacements, as of right now, artillery emplacements, to not be at the front of the battlefield. So that is something to think about when designing the game. In my personal opinion, this is not a bad idea, but I would prefer that instead of having artillery emplacements, you have mortar emplacements, and you fire away at the enemy. Of course, you can, and when I'm talking about the mortar emplacements, I mean like low-tier howitzers or something like along the lines of that. And when I mean fire at enemy emplacements, I'm talking about emplacements that, well, are far back away from the enemy base. Essentially, I want a big map, and you essentially have 2 sides of the map with artillery emplacements, and you have to rush into the encampments to fight your way towards the enemy artillery. Of course, you can use paratroopers, but at the same time, paratroopers should not be a priority because anyone who's defending the artillery emplacements should be able to shoot them down. My only caveat for this entire idea is that the map should be much bigger. So that is something to note. It's not a bad idea, I'm gonna say out there, but we should get a bigger map, which is something I think these people have been deciding, or these people have been thinking about. And so without further ado, have a great day guys, and I'll see you in the next one.